Hello, everyone listening to the first Terra Turtles podcast, named aptly Under the Shell, as we get to know the team behind the Terra Turtles project, which is the four of us. We discuss our motivations for the project, and we'll delve a little bit deeper into the mechanics of how the project runs, how we plan to run, and how we intend to keep this sustainable project for the long term. So I think we will start by kind of giving an introduction of ourselves, where we came from in the crypto world. I can kick it off, I guess. So I am
Do it.
online. Yeah, sorry.
Do it.
Yeah, I still didn't understand that at all. Yeah.
Can't you hear me?
I just heard yip yip.
I said do it.
Oh, do it. Okay.
Go for it.
All right. Cool. So I joined the crypto scene maybe 3-4 years ago buying XRP. I come from a marketing background. Thought, you know what, I might as well lay my chips onto crypto. Ignored it for a bit, and then came into NFTs just through some people I knew. So I actually started on NFTs with the platform Nifty Gateway, where they kind of vet well-known artists and give them a platform to launch their NFTs. I think one of my first NFTs was the piece by 3Lau, the DJ, Faces, and Alex Solis. He's an Instagram artist. I bought the Chunky Spider-Man, and that was not a good investment. And since have been very active on the ETH blockchain, buying a lot of Ethereum NFTs. Moved over to Solana. Haven't bought too much on Solana, but yeah. And then we decided to start Terra Turtles on Terra, but we'll get into that later. So I'll leave it to one of you guys to introduce yourselves.
So I'm Miles, Big Popper. I got into crypto, same as you, Purple, in 2016 with XRP. Again, like you, did look at it for a couple of years, made a bit of money, sold my bag, and then it shot up in price the week after. So yeah, it's just my luck. Got into NFTs back in January when Hopshot launched them. So they were the first guys that made it sort of mainstream. Made a pretty decent amount of money, to be fair, from Top Shot. There was a lot of hype around it at the time. And then, started getting into Ethereum NFTs in May, maybe. What's Nifty Gateway? What's the other one? What is it?
Rarible or?
I've got a Diplo NFT.
Oh, Maker's Place, would it be?
Yeah, I think it's there. I've got like a Diplo NFT. I think that was the first one I bought outside Top Shot. Because Beeple was doing loads of drops back then, and you had to have an NFT to enter those raffles. Obviously, never won a Beeple. That would be pretty sick. But yeah, never touched Solana. I was learning ETH back then. And yeah, really excited by what Luna holds as a coin and yeah, as a platform for NFTs.
Awesome,
bro.
I guess I'll go next. So yeah, I'm mostly known as Wanye, but my real name's Jordan. For me, I only really started with crypto this year. A bit like you guys, kind of jumping into XRP, just like the usual one, like Bitcoin, Ethereum. And a couple months ago, actually probably longer than that, probably like 6-7 months ago, came across Luna just as a coin to invest in. and put some of my money into that. And how it somehow came to us doing this NFT project together. Basically, I've been involved with the Discord community for a long time, being involved in different groups, from Pokemon investments to shoe reselling to crypto investments, and running Discords and running communities is one of my strengths. And so basically just using those skills and bringing it to something that we all love, which is NFTs and crypto, to make our ideas into reality, basically. I guess that's me.
Yes, sir.
George?
Sorry, yeah. So they know me as GC, but I'm really George. I have been coding for a very long time. I believe since I was 12 or 13. I started with hacking, to be honest, which I'm not proud of. And then I continued my career into programming, into machine learning and artificial intelligence because that really interested me. And then in 2017, I got into blockchain after the bull run of Bitcoin. I was really interested in it and decentralization, blockchain, and all these systems. And I started coding. I grabbed the book and read the white paper and just started coding from there. And got into a company, worked there for a bit, and then left the company. Decided I didn't want to work a 9 to 5 job and started coding on my own. Went rogue, if you want. And yeah, that's what got me here in the end. I really am interested in cryptocurrency and in NFTs, and I believe their use case for the future is going to be huge. I only use cryptocurrency for all my payments as much as I can, and because I really trust in it, I invest in them a lot. I started to invest in meme coins at first, but now I'm here. I'm invested in only like important tokens which have use cases, of course. And NFTs, I also look for long-term projects like ours, for example. Yeah, that's me basically.
Okay, awesome.
Just want to say something. Sorry.
Yeah, sure.
We only allowed like whitelist and OGs to watch the podcast.
I think we
can. Yeah.
Oh,
really?
That is mine. Yeah, there's someone asking in chat how they listen.
Oh, right. If there's any way to make this public, then can do. I think it's okay to do it.
You mean so?
Yeah, sure. I'll just carry on then. Just regarding the inspiration behind Terra Turtles and like why we all decided to join, what made it into a reality, basically. On my side, I started in NFTs as an investment. It slowly became to become as a collector, as I enjoyed collecting certain pieces from certain artists, mainly Pack Lush Sucks. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I love his graffiti work, and various different projects. But looking at it always with an investment lens is very good, because I think the majority of people do look at the NFTs they buy as an investment. And if you look at all the NFTs that are just coming out, all these generative art projects that kind of say buy into a project because of the art, or buy in because of XYZ, in the end, I think the majority of people are buying into the NFT for an investment. And the more projects that I was buying into, the more I was thinking, you know what, I can do a lot better roadmaps, white papers. Just because reading the majority of projects' white papers, I just think, no way is this going to be a long-term project. They haven't even thought about sustainability in 6 months' time, let alone in 3 months' time. They either talk about an airdrop in 2 weeks and then a game in 5 years. In which case, literally, what's going to happen between that 2 week and 5 year period? I just think most projects haven't thought that through. So yeah, I really wanted to start Terra Turtles. It was actually Jordan Yater who reached out and kind of kickstarted the process. But we developed together a great plan that that's basically a dream for us to go for. So that's kind of my motivations behind Terra Turtles. Again, I'll leave it to you guys to chat through as well.
Yeah, like you said, it's you look at all these projects and all these white papers, and you're like, realistically, are they going to achieve this? And you invest in so many projects, and the intentions are there, but the reality is these projects don't come to their full potential. So yeah, getting involved in this project where I think one of the main drivers for me was the team behind it. Everyone is in this 200%. Everyone that wants to make this work, and the mechanics behind it are unique and really, really special. And I think that is why this is going to be a brilliant NFT winner.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I believe that. So, like,
definitely. I think
go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. So for me, it was definitely like both of you guys just said, creating an NFT that is sustainable, has its pretty much own ecosystem, has a roadmap and a white paper that can last not just months but for years. But also for me, and the reason I got in touch with Purple is because NFTs give value to artists that digital artists, obviously, mostly that can't get, well, they just can't get recognition for their art, or they can't get or make a living from their art. So I think that was a big motivation for me, was that the artist Purple had this art, but obviously no one around him to kind of kickstart it and to make it into something that would last, to make it something that would have value, and also give him a chance to get his art out there. So that's the main motivations.
To be honest, in my opinion, although I really like benefiting artists who don't have recognition, especially in the digital world, but NFTs have a use case which is far further than only artists, because it's when you're talking
Yeah,
about like
100%.
the metaverse and and all of this, like NFTs have use case which is maybe not even capitalized on yet, maybe not even discussed about yet. You could use NFTs for like real estate, for like
Loans.
tickets, for
Mm,
and you can integrate with it art, which makes it like crazy, and into games. So NFTs will
yeah.
just be a basic part of our lives later on. This is the important part. This is what we're trying to do at Terra Turtles, like be part of this integration as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if you look
Like,
at the cases that projects are kind of leaning towards NFTs just as something you can use as a profile pic or just in gaming, I mean, that just limits how much utility and potential that we as a category in NFTs in general could have if we just stay focused on just this minor use cases. But yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
interrupted.
exactly. No, you're right. You're right. This is what I agree with
And
you.
part of, there's some crazy money in NFTs. And I think I think everyone in the community notices that and recognizes that, the money we're all throwing around on digital art is insane. And there's a lot of projects out there, including us, that are trying to make some good to the real world, with donations to charities and things like that. It's a real, the community knows there's so much money in it. It's so good to feel like you can give back to the real world and have positive influence on society.
I'm going to hold my hands up and say that the team here are really good at wanting to donate to charity and really help the world, because on my side, I'm like pure investor, and I'd love to just put the money directly into the community wallet and create more investments. But but yeah, I'm really glad for the appreciative of the team who've really pushed for these great initiatives, especially with Team C's that we've done. Yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks guys.
And we're in discussions with Angel Protocol, and I'm really passionate about Angel Protocol. If people don't know who they are, they're essentially a company that allows crypto investors to donate to charity, and also for charities to get these donations through cryptocurrencies. They do much more than that, but that's the simplicity of it. And so they work on the Terra network. They've linked with like so many charities so far, and they've made thousands of pounds in donations. So we're in touch with them, and we're in the process of getting some charities together. And essentially, what will happen is the community of holders will decide on what charities to donate to. Obviously, it would be to do with oceans and turtles and things like that. But I think that's the one of the main passions I've got with this project.
Mm-hmm. And that's actually a perfect pivot onto the next topic, which is, I think one of the users asked in our in one of the channels about the treasury,
Yes.
what the community treasury would be used for.
Yeah.
So we get a lot of people, a lot of projects throwing around the words DAO, the decentralized autonomous organization, blah blah blah. Yeah. But this is being a bit oversaturated. I mean, everyone's doing a DAO. We do plan to do a DAO as well because it makes sense. And having the DAO or the community really dictate what we do with the DAO is very key. So in this aspect, it's very similar to what other projects are doing. However, we would like to give complete free reign of the DAO. So right now, the aim is for the Adam and Eve turtle holders, so the first generation turtle holders, to be the ones in control of the treasury. So in the future, when you breed your turtles, you'll make children. The children holders, if they don't own Adam or Eve, they can't participate in the voting of the DAO. In this way, it's kind of like real life, and with children, the parents are the ones in control. And this way, it also just builds demand for the parents. But we people throw around the words like passive income, tokenization, and everything. For us, the DAO, we don't want to explicitly say passive income. But if everyone were to vote to redistribute the DAO amongst the Adam and Eve holders, then that's what we'll do. Personally, I prefer if we reinvest it all into blue chip art that we can then later sell to increase more our investments. But yeah, I mean, that's what I think our aim is right now for the treasury.
Possibilities endless.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
endless.
exactly. Yeah.
Charities is such a big thing, and I don't want to be that kind of project where it's like, oh, hey guys, we give to charity. You should follow us. But genuinely, turtles are like my favourite animal. Like, if you had to pick an animal, I'd pick that. And I've travelled across the world looking up turtles and stuff like that. And I don't know if you've watched like the David Attenborough speech from the recent climate change thing and stuff. But it's such a massive thing. I just keep going back to charity, don't I? But hopefully the community makes just wise decisions to give more to charity.
Mm-hmm.
Be good to see.
Yeah. We're also like preparing a cleanup, which will happen after our launch. Which will also be like not only we're just donating, like here, take our money and shut up. No, we're just like interactively helping seas and turtles to, we're helping them interactively, and we'll also get people from our community who can join us and help us clean up the beaches.
Exactly. We'll have a review of like the distribution of where our community is, and we'll try to arrange cleanups in the right areas. There's no point to arrange a cleanup in a country where we have no users and then no one turns up. So we'll try to do it in the most effective way.
We'll all have to take flights.
It sounds like we're going to Korea, boys.
Yes, I would love that.
Oh
have
man,
Ghost?
that's Korea.
Sorry.
Do they have Ghost?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're a peninsula.
Whether they have turtles, I do not know.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't
It
know.
is Asia, so I presume.
Let me search that. Does
Give it a Google.
South Korea have turtles?
They are a South Korean band,
What, the Turtles?
just called Turtles.
All right. Okay. Well, we can use turtle music as our theme song if needed.
Yeah.
Someone's asked if we can expand on the breeding.
Yes, I can.
It's a big topic.
So, breeding. Where to start? So let's say you already have an Adam and Eve in your wallet. So you have a male, you have a female. Both of them have never been bred before, so they are virgins, effectively. Virgins both have 0 children, and therefore when you breed, you will immediately get your child for free, because 0 plus 0 is 0. But then Adam and Eve will therefore have 1 child after breeding. What this means is Adam will have 1 child, Eve will have 1 child. So then the next cost of breeding, the price isn't set yet, but just an example, will be 1 plus 1, which may be 2 Luna. But then again, this is provisional pricing right now.
Yeah. So he's just asked, what is the breeding limit? And linked to what Purple's just said, essentially, if you want more kids, or if more Adam and Eve holders want kids, it's going to cost more, which is going to create a natural limit, effectively.
Yeah.
Unless in the future, we've got so much plans, so the baby turtles and the Adam and Eve turtles will have different benefits, so the demand for babies and stuff will go up and go down.
Yeah, and babies are
and it
important.
will obviously control. Yeah.
Yeah, and babies are important since they're gonna be like, how can I say it? They're gonna be rarer than the Adam and Eve turtles because not everybody's gonna mint, breed babies, so they're gonna be rarer. And also, if you have like common turtles, you can breed to get possibly a combination which is rare also.
Yeah.
And the other thing was with the children.
What was the?
Sorry,
Yeah.
What was the?
Can you explain the benefits of having a child?
Yeah. So you know how you see a lot of projects these days going into tokenization. You have head down with head, Cybercons with what do they have? Bananas, Kaiju Kings with waste, and so much more. Basically, here we won't go into tokenization because that just creates an additional layer of complexity. I think most NFT collectors in the future will not like. So children will become effectively the currency of the Terra Turtle world. So you have your children, and in the future, let's say as an example, we want to do Terra Turtle pets, whether it's like a pet rabbit or something. Then you will need to burn one child to get that. So while it's like what Jordan was saying about the limit, whilst we have no limit, the price for breeding a child will always go up. The supply will be both going up and going down. And they'll just reach a point where the secondary price of the child is lower than the cost of breeding. And at that point, no one's going to breed anymore. And that's the limit of that will be the market set limitation of the children. But then
Will you be able to sell children?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you'll be able to sell children on the secondary marketplace. But then why would you sell your child if you know then if you can burn your child for
Luna,
yeah, I mean if it costs a couple of Luna, then why not? And that's what I think is part of the Terra Turtles game. I
Turtle
say
baby floor is
yeah,
maybe 50 Luna.
yeah. I mean, imagine that. Imagine the baby floor is 50 Luna, and then the breeding cost on average will be also around 50 Luna. At that point, you got to
Unless you had like
decide.
3 kids, it'd
Yeah,
be like 150 Luna.
yeah, exactly. And then like, your parents as well. If the parent is a virgin throughout the whole process, and then a child in the end costs 50 Luna, then that virgin mum or dad is going to
It's
be
going to be worth
worth
even more.
so much, yeah, because they can give birth to a cheap child.
Well, a 3 child, both virgin.
Yeah, so it's all part of
And then you
the
can sell that child for 50 Luna.
yeah, and then breed another child, which will be also should be cheaper than the market price.
Does that make sense to people?
At the beginning of all this, we're minting just Adam turtles, so 5,555 atoms. So to get an Eve, you need to burn an Adam. So you are making that decision straight away. You're playing the game straight away. Do I burn my Adam to get an Eve? Do I then need an Adam and an Eve to then breed? Do I buy a common Adam to potentially burn and get a rare Eve? Like, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, and that's really what we're trying to do here. Is you see all these NFT projects, they just give you airdrops and random like if you hold this, then you get that. But no, for us, we're actively making every holder really think about what they're doing with a Terra Turtles NFT. Whether you choose to hold, sell, or burn, or whatever else, this is part of the engagement.
There's a question for George.
Yeah.
Jack says, when creating a baby, does it take any characteristics from Adam or Eve, or is it all unique?
No, of course it will take characteristics from Adam and Eve, but we also do like a very rare where it doesn't take characteristics from neither.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like every system.
Essentially, it'll be like real life, where
yeah,
a baby would have some characteristics from the Adam and some from the Eve. Or potentially, it's just completely like, I don't know, albino, for example.
That's literally what it was in my mind. Read my mind there.
Which would be even rarer, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah. Our goal is like for you to have more value in keeping the NFT than value in selling it, which most NFTs don't do. Like most NFTs, their main value is in getting the price higher and then selling, right? While our goal is like for you to keep the NFT with you, to keep it in your collection forever, because it will have a really high value later on. And when we start connecting with other collaborating with other projects and building a bigger community, like games, like the metaverse, like this are like many projects we think about, then you would have way higher value in keeping your NFT than just selling it for a lot of money. This is our goal, basically.
And going from that, like, we've had so many opportunities with different projects, which we're definitely very grateful for.
Yeah, Terra community have been so welcoming.
Yeah, for example, you've got the Poppin' Puffins. We got who else has been really cool? Terrasaurs, Terranauts. Shout out to who else? Terraformers. Yeah, just everyone's really showing love, aren't they?
Waves.
Waves, yeah. Waves are really cool. Harry has another question. He says, I'd like to know how you plan to increase interest from now to mint date. I'll let you tackle that one.
Yeah, I mean, we're always doing our best to engage with all the Terra community. So we're in talks with the different protocols. various other projects to kind of cross collab. What we're wary of is paying like fake influencers for shout outs. Because in the end, we'd rather honestly have 5,000 to 6,000 real members in our Discord than like 20,000 fake members, which I think you will see on a lot of projects. And I think our project is gaining a lot of, recently gaining a lot of attention just because of how seriously we are taking this. When if you literally look at our white paper and look at the white paper of, I would even say, every other Terra NFT project, or even every other Solana project, or whatever, and you can straight away tell the difference that we've gone the extra mile to create mechanics where value is being brought in the long term, and this is our main selling point. We're not focusing that much on the art, or we're not focusing on our own reputations. We're focusing on what we're doing for the future. So yeah.
Yeah, it's important as well. We're in touch with so many people. For example, Random Earth, the biggest marketplace for Terra NFTs. They've been super generous and super nice to us, as well as Nowhere Art. You know, we're doing as best as we can, but also it is down to the community. If the community wants to see more members, if the community wants to see this grow and be successful, then it is also about sharing the community. Not exactly shilling, but just telling, but just telling friends and posting on Twitter and interacting with our tweets. Just even liking our tweets is just something.
Yeah,
and it helps us out.
And just bearing in mind, sorry, you go, Mars.
One of the things we've been focused on is getting our white paper out there. I think the market is very saturated at the minute. For anyone that has 5 minutes to read our white paper, understands the project, and goes, actually, this isn't like all the others. This is unique. It's got something different about it. And then talking about it to people, and so that's where we've seen quite a bit of growth in the past few days when we dropped our white paper, being able to show everyone exactly what we can do.
Yeah, and that's what kind of gets our attention, or gets the attention of more serious NFT investors rather than the people looking for quick flips and profits.
Going back to the whole thing about growth and everything, what Terra has had 17k in their Discord server.
Even more than that.
Yeah, minted just over 1,000 hairs and then rugged. Like, we're
deleted the Discord.
Not about that. Deleted. Is the Discord gone
Twitter.
now?
No, sorry, I meant Twitter. Deleted the Twitter. The devs have left. They were meant to do an airdrop, and basically Random Earth ended up having to do it for them. Because they just did.
That's crazy.
That's scary, also.
So scary, yeah.
But I just I was reading up a bit on new updates on smart contracts and everything, and they're preparing smart contracts where in the smart contract you add a new variable which allows you, so even if the whole website goes down, even whatever happens, your NFT stays available. You know what I mean? It stays hosted.
Yeah, that's great.
And that's the main selling point of Terra Turtles, is we have George.
Yeah, George is like the best developer you've ever met.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Honestly, because let me just add this. Like, we were a team of 4, and we all wanted to be fully committed. We had to replace a member of the 4 of us, but George came in as just a developer, but now is like a fully part of the team and someone who brings these ideas like Team C's and like the games nights and stuff like that. So it's very valuable to have not just a developer that's like on the sideline or an artist that's at home just making art all day, but like a full team of 4 that are all committed. And we're here for the long run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
I think for all of us, this would be a dream to be go exactly as planned, and then we can all work on this full time, completely full time, rather than multitasking whilst doing day jobs.
Yeah, I mean, I've got kids and
Yeah,
I'm like
exactly.
flipping husband. It's like,
Yes.
Strain on the personal life, doing like 3 different jobs at the same time.
Exactly. We all work like full-time jobs, and we have girlfriends and wives, and
Yeah.
pretty busy. But we just give as much as possible to Terra Turtles because we believe in it. If we didn't believe in
Yeah.
it, like we would just launch like tomorrow and then rock on you all. But we won't do that.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's also worth mentioning on the what you were mentioning, Harry, about from now until mint is the current state of the market in general. This is probably the barest NFT market we've seen this year, even more so than what was it, like 2-3 months ago, where even the most hype projects are not selling out anymore. I mean, the example I always look to is the Ether Troopers, which has like 40k members in their Discord, and the hype was so real, but they only sold 2,000 out of 10,000 NFTs. And there are so many variety of factors to that, whether that's the mint price, people wanting to stay in crypto rather than in NFTs. So we are carefully navigating this current marketplace to try to make the best out of what we can do. The only thing I can say is really, you look at the top projects out there right now: CryptoPunks, Bored Ape, Cool Cats. Well, let's say Bored Ape, for example. Bored Ape did not sell out straight away; it was sitting for a while. Cool Cats did sell out straight away. I'm not going to say it didn't, but the floor was quite low. Not for long, but it was low for a bit. And really, that's what we're looking for. If you look at the blue chip projects, they are the ones that kind of had a little bit of a rough start and then got boosted just because of what they were doing. So yeah, I have full faith that the Terra Turtles can be the iconic Terra NFT, just because what I've seen so far is most projects on Terra or Luna are kind of taking the easy roadmap route, and that's not really the way to become the project that's most talked about.
Yeah.
And you look at what was the mint? What was it? What's it called?
The Metaverse.
Yeah, Metaverse. You look at the hype around that. The hype was unreal. Everyone was holding their bag, put it into all the raffles, and I'm pretty sure floor now is below 1 ETH.
Yeah, it went down to like 0.8, I think. But I mean, Metaverse is like such a good example of a project where, if you just look at it, has no long-term utility, really. At the end of the day, it's all hype. You buy into it, and if you bought into it expecting like a quick flip, then like an immediate flip, then congratulations. But if you bought into it looking at it as a potential investment that could be the next CryptoPunks or whatever, then I mean, you just needed to look at the roadmap to see that's no way that would have happened.
Yeah. Everyone was so hyped for that, and if you didn't quick flip it, then you got left in the mud.
Yeah, I mean, people are selling it now for like 4 or 5 ETH loss, which is so much money. Not to those people, probably.
Yeah.
I saw someone that sold one for like 12 ETH loss.
Damn.
And I was like, I think it was like 49,000 at the time. I'm like, jeez. Imagine.
And that's the risk you take when a project has so much hype in this kind of thing. What you want to see with a project is actual sustainability and not just pure hype. Like, if you look at our community right now, people are actually being nice and kind of chatting and not really talking about what the floor price will be. Because the moment
when mint.
when mint, exactly. If everyone starts typing when mint and and starts trying to predict the floor, that's when you're kind of getting into, is this project just hype?
Yeah, is it just for a money grab, which is basically
Exactly.
90% of crypto and NFT right now.
Hmm. Hmm.
And you don't build a community overnight, do you?
Of course not.
It doesn't. It doesn't happen. Which is why we're having things like this podcast where people can get to know us on a personal level and ask questions about the project and loads of different things that we're trying to do to build a genuine community that wants to make this project work, not pump and dump.
I'm just looking through the question from, I can't remember who it was, one of the early ones. He also mentioned profit sharing models and P2E plans. P2E, maybe play to earn.
Yeah. So
Play
basically,
to earn.
yeah,
Sorry, go for George.
I was just saying that you are basically looking into it right now, and we are just building collaborations with other projects where we could like work like other pay to earn projects, like we'll name later on, which we're collaborating with to also join into this, because I believe there is like a lot of not hype but use case in play to earn, because everybody loves to play and everybody loves to earn, right? And collaborating with these projects will be great one for long term use case of Terra Turtles.
Yeah, and to be honest, NFT gaming in general is so undervalued right now. I mean, look at how Illuvium has completely gone up. I think actually right now it's a bit stable, but Illuvium has gone crazy. Ember Swords is getting a bit more attention. But again, even if you look at these NFT gaming, it's all about what they're doing in the long term. And going play to earn for our project would be a great move to make. And if we really aim for it, I think it's something great to do. At the same time, the true value is being driven by what we're doing just with our unique ways of breeding and burning. Bringing in a play to earn model is such a large promise to make to everyone. And yeah, I mean, before we even officially announce that, we want to make everything cemented with our collaborations with with everyone George was saying. So yeah, I mean, play to earn is not being overlooked, because this is something that definitely needs to be there, just in terms of keeping a project alive,
Yeah.
and relevant. And profit sharing models, I would say I just probably refer back to what I was saying at the beginning about the DAOs. I mean, any NFT project that promises you passive income or promises you a monetary return for your investment is a big red flag, because that's just them trying to sell you you're going to get free money for this, which in most cases you're not. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There's another question by Harry, which was, do you plan on getting on review databases for NFTs such as CryptoScores.io? I think just help raise awareness. Have any of you heard of CryptoScores?
I have not actually, but we are actually reaching out to these platforms. EA and Popper are on that.
We are. We'll look into that tonight.
Yeah. I've not heard of that site, so thank you.
Is a good project.
I'll apply now, to be honest.
So they give you a score for each NFT or crypto project, right? Which gives us more credibility in the long run. Although I've seen some high scores there, like not really good projects in my opinion, but still, it's a good website to just consider building trust with the community.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And just to bear in mind, just want to highlight it that we've been reached out to by so many different NFT marketing platforms, influencers, journalists, and whatever to be hosted on their site or whatever. But their reputation just seems a bit off, and we'd rather build a real community rather than them sending us like 500 completely random botted multi accounts. So yeah, I mean, we're not. I suppose that's just me saying we are being more selective with who we are choosing to like boost our name.
Never knew there were so many like Twitter pages that were like, oh yeah, give us 0.2 ETH and we will, you know, do a giveaway and you'll get 1,000 retweets. And it's, you look into it and you're like, every single one of these is a bot.
Mm.
Like, you are making money off of people that are not doing their research. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's probably what we saw with Terra Hairs. I mean, I just feel so bad for that community. But I mean, it's everything's in hindsight. But you go into that Discord and you can see everything is so low effort from the Discord management. I never saw their Twitter, but
Shots.
if they turn out to be not a rug, then I'm really sorry for bad mouthing you. but yeah, I mean, it's difficult to say, but there are so many NFT projects on. I'd probably say on Terra and maybe Solana, probably a few on Ethereum, where the projects probably get caught up in the hype and pay as much influencers as they can, and they get up to like 20, 30,000 people in the Discord, and then you'll join, I'll join, and then we'll say, oh my god, they've got 20,000 people in the Discord. This is so hype. Everyone's going to buy it. I need to buy it. And that's how you get sucked in at the end of the day. And that's how you, yeah.
I mentioned this last time we were talking, didn't I? How everyone in the crypto scene and the NFT scene wants to be early. We're early, you know. But as soon as one of them goes into a Discord that hasn't got like 10k people in it, they're like, "Oh, this isn't legit" or whatever. No, means that they haven't paid someone thousands of pounds to bot people in there. Everyone's obsessed with being early. Yeah, as soon as they enter a Discord and it's got like a lower number of members, then yeah, they assume it's dead or something.
Yeah, look at Terraformers. I mean, yeah, you were sharing that with me, and I think on review it looks like a really solid project, but really low members in the Discord. But there's so much more potential there than in 90% of other Terra NFT projects.
Yeah, the Terraformers is like super. It's not even complex, but like when you see it, and maybe you're like a newcomer, you're thinking that's complex, but essentially, the guys are awesome. Like you mint the NFT is normal. Depending on what NFT you get, will have different benefits. So like if Luna was to rise, then you would take a share of that. But then a different NFT would be if Luna was to decrease, then you would take a share in the community treasury basically. So
yeah, it's really cool concept.
And that's just scratching the surface of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But it's pretty cool.
And I guess to anyone in general, like you are early to the scene, even to Ethereum NFTs, you are so early. Like, basically, the kind of moral is don't give in to FOMO and get yourself rugged or lose out on anything, because every other day there's a new project to get hyped over and to profit from, and every other day there's a project that goes overlooked and will be shooting up in value in the coming months. Because right now we're in the bear market, everything is basically on sale, including the blue chip art, including the projects that are not selling out right now. Some of these projects you're going to see in like 2-3 months as you're going to be. I have a feeling, even myself included, we're going to regret not having bought certain projects.
Yeah, exactly. Because when the hype fades away, only the real project, the good use cases stay.
Exactly.
And maybe they're not
Yeah.
picked up right now because they're just not marketing like crazy on every single Twitter account. Like, I've seen so many marketing shells on Twitter which are so obvious and so like useless, which makes me I don't want to open Twitter anymore. Like all the ones saying.
Unfortunately, so, yeah. Interns shared with us the marketing meme was quite.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what we're talking about those Twitter shill profiles. Like, my God, so many of them reaching out to us.
Like 100k followers, and then they do a giveaway, and they get like 10 retweets.
That's like us.
Funny. No, bro.
We're about to hit 1k, we believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting.
You hit 4K on Discord.
Yeah, that's a great milestone for us. 4K, completely natural. And just from us, just chatting with people, and from the community sharing, of course.
Yeah.
And we're hitting 5K by the end of the week. So that's great too.
We will.
And shout out to Random Earth for following us.
Yeah, that's great news.
Let's go.
Maybe one of the last topics we'll chat about is I don't know if this was a question, but I have it in my notes anyway. Is what we see in the future for the project for Terra Turtles. I can just say that we've thought about this project for the real long term. When I say for the long term, I'm not talking about in like 2-3 months. I'm talking about like years down the line, where after breeding takes place, children. I mean, theoretically, the value for all of the Terra Turtles NFT from Adam, Eve, and children will just be going up and up due to the increase in breeding costs, the burnings. There'll come a point where children become too expensive. This is what I think is completely reasonable, where children are just beyond the price point for most people. And that's when we have to introduce something that effectively becomes the cent to the dollar. The children are $1, and there will be something else that's maybe worth 1 cent, so a fraction of the child. And that's how we will slowly start to build true sustainability with our model. And yeah, I mean, you always see that everything we do with our project is not about just let's make the holders happy, give them a free airdrop of a turtle's face. Everything we do is going to be about how does this affect the value of everything else in our ecosystem. So yeah, that's my kind of vision in the long term.
And then who knows where it will take us. I want a baby turtle, and I want to be able to put some dunks on it.
Yeah, and I want to play with it and build a community with it, and it'll be teams. It's gonna be amazing. Like the future is
You
really.
can have baby outfits.
Yeah. I mean, imagine you've got to burn your child to create.
No. Let's not talk about burning children, please.
Not while your child is in front.
Please don't say that.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think we've all got quite good long-term visions for this project.
It's exciting.
Long term is for me, like this Discord space to be where you just chat to friends. Like, obviously, at the moment, like it's just the four of us chatting together mostly, and obviously talking to members and people in the community. But like to gain real friends and to have real life meetups and things like that would be awesome.
This is why we're also building like game nights and everything, so we can also know each other more and become like real friends. Not only just sell each other NFTs or whatever, but to like build real friendships that last for a long time.
Save a few turtles together on the way.
There was that big conference in New York, wasn't there? Like yesterday and the day before.
Bulldog.
Bored Ape. Yeah, it was all Bored Ape, and like Gary V was there.
So cool. So cool, man. I'd love to have been there. It's
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
a dream.
Except our conference will be outdoors and we'll be saving turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our first conference
Yes.
will be the
Sweeping up the
keynote
ocean.
for sure. Yeah.
And then we'll have some beers afterwards, and it'll be good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
I think Harry might have another question.
Yeah.
He's typing.
There's nothing else on my chatting list. So yeah, I mean, we'll leave the floor open for you guys to ask any questions. But I mean, we'll try to host this podcast a bit more often. To kind of leave things open.
We've got more podcasts happening, haven't we?
Oh yeah, we're
George.
chatting with someone on Sunday, and George has organised one for next week. Is it? I think George.
Yeah, so
We're chatting with.
there's November 7 or 8, I forgot. And November 10.
November 10, we have a guest as well. I'm not sure if you want to announce the guest or we just keep it a secret until the day before.
No, he's a very big name in NFTs, but let's keep it a secret for now.
All right, okay. That's something that you guys will have some hype over. We have a big NFT guest coming to chat with us next week.
Yeah, two,
Yeah.
basically.
Two. Okay. Ooh.
We've got obviously the Terra Spaces one as well. We already mentioned.
Finn.
Yeah, shout out to Finn. He tweeted us recently as well.
Yeah, we'll be on there. That's where we get recording that Sunday, aren't we? That'll be really good. To get him
Finn's
his
here.
insight.
He is here.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
It was a good podcast. Good first episode.
Yeah. The chat.
An hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, we'll close this podcast. Thanks everyone for joining our first Terra Turtles podcast, Terra Turtles Under the Shell. It's been great, and we'll try to host this a bit more, and you guys can get to know us, our motivations, the project, the future, absolutely everything.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you want to share this with anyone that you think would be interested in the project, we will be uploading this podcast so you can to YouTube, so you can re-listen if you really wanted to, or send it to your friends to get them involved.
Yeah, please send to your friends. I hope we've been interesting enough.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Okay,
Thanks,
bye,
man.
guys. Thank you.
Peace out, guys.
Yeah.
Take care.